Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Asha here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've been a practitioner for almost 30 years now, and it amazes me still whenever I think back to where my journey started. Even becoming a practitioner um, really changed my life in so many ways. I wanted to help other people, but I also realized that I was in turn helping myself especially at the very beginning, because the things that I was learning myself in my own life really have been proven to be so beneficial for other people. There was a time, as we are continuing our series talking about the mind body relationship and what our bodies could be telling us, there was a time that I remember that I was in the same boat that most of my patients show up into my office with, of having years of aches and pains, tension, headaches, sleepless nights, whatever it may be, and not really knowing what to do and not listening to the whispers. I mean, I remember pushing through. On the surface, everything looked fine. I was able to function well. I was, actually achieving a lot more than I realized at the time. I was doing a lot more, but I was running on empty. And I ignored the signs early on. And I took that the sleepless nights were getting because I was too busy. The body was trying to quietly give feedback, and I kept on ignoring it. And then I would start to get more tension in my body. I would start to get headaches. And it got to the point where I just found myself several years later, early on being a practitioner, that I felt really burnt out. And I continued working through it all, but I realized that something has got to give. These are not just signals that are just there. They are there for a reason. And I can either choose to listen to it or wait till the body starts screaming. And it wasn't until I realized that I could not push through anymore like I used to, and I could not force things to happen. I learned at that point that you have to allow things to happen. You have to go with the flow. You have to take good care of yourself in order to be the best optimal, form in your own way, mind, body, and soul. You have to do that for yourself. You have to listen. Otherwise, you can't take care of anybody else. And for me, my biggest passion has been about helping other people find their own inspiration, motivation, well-being from within, to learn to trust their bodies, learn to trust what their mind is telling them. And I know this from firsthand because there was a moment that I couldn't ignore it anymore either. The more I did, it wasn't that anything dramatic happened, but because I noticed how long I had been neglecting myself, I know what that looks like in other people. And it's helped me in my practice of helping people, whether it's in my brick and mortar practices or with my coaching clients online or in the courses that I teach. It's helped me be able to speak from experience about, how you can start to listen, the small steps that you can take. Listening does not change everything overnight. I'm not going to tell you that this is easy, but it's just like any lifestyle change. We have to start small, and we have to, make small things each day, each and every moment develops into the habits that actually form our life, that actually give it structure in the way that we see it and whatever we're wanting to do. I see a lot of people that come in with complaints in one area of their body, and then as we're evaluating everything, you start to see this pattern kind of come up, and you may be experiencing that yourself. You might be experiencing, and in fact, I would advise you right now, as you're listening to this, what are you feeling in your own life? What are you experiencing in your own life? Are you experiencing vitality? Do you have a lot of energy? Are you working on projects that you're passionate about? How is your well-being? Is your body trying to tell you something? Is it screaming at you, or is it just giving you a little bit of a nudge right now? Once a day, I always pause and ask, where do I feel tension? And actually, there are some days that I do this multiple times. But you ask yourself, where do I feel tension in my body? And just close your eyes for a moment. This doesn't have to take a very long time. This can take just a few minutes. Where do I feel ease? Where do I feel like things are flowing? What am I pushing through that doesn't need to be forced? One of the things that I have found is that when I have tried to force things, or when I have been out of alignment physically, also mentally, and what I mean by that is doing something against what I really want to be doing, saying yes instead of the no that I want to say, putting forth effort or giving time in somewhere that I don't want to, or it just doesn't align with who I am, it doesn't resonate with me. This is where the big disconnect happens. If you would do that practice every day, you will stop to push through the signals. You'll stop pushing through them, but you'll actually start paying attention. And that paying attention can benefit you greatly, but it also benefits those around you. I mean, think about if you are able to teach that to your kids, or maybe you are a teacher or a professor or somebody in the public eye that teaches other people. When you start to learn this and start to develop this skill of being able to tune into yourself a lot sooner, you're going to be able to help many more people. So I would be curious to hear how this is for you. Have you experienced this before? What have you experienced? Please drop a comment and get in touch with us. I'd love to hear from you. The next video that's coming up in the series is a members only video. I'm going to guide you how to build this kind of awareness in your daily life in a way that feels supportive, not overwhelming. It's not going to be another to-do list for you, but I want to be able to support you in so many ways, like I've been able to do for thousands of people in my career so far. I hope you'll join me for that. Click on the link below, join our subscription here on YouTube, become a member, and join our community.